So Max, I understand you went to wrestling.
Yeah, I've seen. It's not my first time seeing WWE live, but it was my first time seeing like an episode live. So we went to
Mhm.
WWE Raw. The last time I saw the WWE was just a house show, so just like random matches, no cameras, nothing. So it was
Uh-huh.
like a nothing burger, just something to pass the time. I don't have a lot of like memories of that show. I just remember going there and it was fine.
Right.
But being there with like I don't know how many people were. We were close to 10,000 people because they close off like a big portion of the stadium so for the backstage and stuff. So it's not
Right.
like full capacity, but we were something like 10,000 people with the cameras and everything. It was quite a special moment for me. It just felt it's really bigger than you can imagine. Like when the show starts and everyone pops off at the same time for the first wrestler, it just you cannot not be invested in that moment. You get
Right.
goosebumps just by the thrill of being there. And yeah, CM Punk went first. Good old wrestler has been there for like over 20 years.
Yeah.
And my brother is like a huge fan of his. I think it's his favorite wrestler. So that was pretty cool. And the old stadium kept like singing stuff in French, and a bunch of wrestlers were just like very confused and didn't really know how to answer and started trash talking us. That was pretty fun. Like there was one we just chanted "We don't fucking care" in French basically
Mhm.
for like 3 minutes on live TV, and the guy was just like, "What the fuck? What should I be doing right now?" They won't shut up. So that was pretty fun. The action in itself, I mean, it's wrestling, so it's just like a weekly show, so nothing too incredible, but
Mhm.
it was overall it was a fun time. I'm glad I went there. It's a bit expensive. It was like over $100 with like high
Oof.
seats to watch like a lot of stuff in the big screens because you're kind of far away to just like you. I tried to watch the ring most of the time, but
Right.
some of the time it just you cannot really see the facial expressions and stuff. It just so you're kind of paying a lot of money to watch a big screen with other people.
Yep. Yeah, I
Yep.
understand that.
I mean, a lot of sports is like that anyway. Like if you go watch baseball or anything, you can barely
Yeah.
see the ball and stuff.
I remember it was like 2017, 2018 when the Red Wings opened up their new stadium. Me and a buddy went down
Hmm.
to Detroit and we got tickets. We sat pretty high up
Yep.
and it felt like you could barely see the ice, you know? And so it was like we're just watching the game on the giant teleprompter in the middle of the new Red Wing stadium, and we're both like, this kind of sucks, you know?
Yeah. Live sports is weird. A lot of
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of going to like football. I went just a couple of times and it's so fucking loud, and
Yeah.
I don't know why football is so loud, but that one sport like the fans are always like making noises, and the game they're never playing the game. The game is always
Yeah, I
stopped.
know.
They always like there's like 5 seconds of action and then 2 minutes of preparing the next play, and it's that for
5
so
hours when you're
long.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. That's why I don't like football. It's very fucking boring to watch.
Yeah.
And I've been told that like a lot of people like that about football because it gives them the opportunity to talk with their friends who are there watching the game with them and be like, "Oh, what play do you think they're going to do next?" Like, "Oh, I would do this or I would do that." And it's like, "But I want to watch the professionals play, not fucking sit here on
Yeah.
my couch and speculate about
Exactly.
what they're going to do."
just just give me the sport.
Yeah.
I'm not here to do their work. I'm here to be entertained. But yeah,
Yeah.
WWE a really fun entertainment. Just I would recommend just seeing a live show. For TV, if you can, like once, it's really something special. It helps knowing like most of the wrestlers, like you can
Right.
get invested in the storylines a little bit, and like CM Punk just had just lost his opportunity to like become a champion and stuff. So, but they do a good job to like recapping the storylines whenever something happens with like not slideshows, but like previously on Raw type
Right.
of deal, like between the action and stuff. So I think anybody can just go there, follow along, and just have fun screaming for 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Who else was there? What other wrestlers were there? Any names that I might know at being somebody who like doesn't follow wrestling but hears a lot about wrestling?
I'm I honestly I don't know. It was pretty much like most of the old names are on SmackDown right now. I feel so.
Hmm.
Raw is more about like the new generation. So kind
Okay.
of high profile wrestlers. There was LA Knight. I'm pretty sure you have no idea who that is.
Nope.
There was Dominic Mysterio, the son of Rey Mysterio.
Okay, cool.
He's a current intercontinental champion, I think. So he was there. He had like a fatal four way, or no, a tag team match with I don't remember who. Paul Heyman was there, dealing with the bloodline with a bunch of wrestlers that you probably don't know. I think the bloodline right now is just a bunch of wrestlers I don't know either. So, like, he's there managing a bunch of wrestlers I don't really know about right now.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah.
and yeah,
Bloodline's Raymond Roan's faction, right? Or Roman Reigns faction.
yeah,
I
but
said his
Roman
name
Reigns is
backwards.
not there right now.
Okay.
So I think he had an injury or something. So right now it's kind of a new bloodline without the big chief. So they're kind of
Okay.
trying to building it up. It's one of those that you might know is the current champion. He cashed the Money in the Bank against CM Punk during SummerSlam. So I just I'm just not really good with names. AJ Styles was there, if
Oh
I
yeah.
remember correctly.
Okay.
So yeah,
I know
that
that
was pretty
name.
cool. Yeah. So yeah, a couple of bigger names. Nothing too flashy, but yeah, the main event of the show was CM Punk. He clearly carried the show.
Right.
He was the opener and he closed the show. So yeah, it was really fun.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is not the wrestling podcast.
Oh
Although
no.
I'm sure some people would fucking love it if we were doing a wrestling podcast. And I was just over here like, I've heard that name before.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. I feel the same when you talk about the anime.
oh yeah, probably. That I'm sure that's how a lot of people feel when I start talking about anime. But this is the Trash Station Podcast, your gaming podcast, all about weird, unknown, and forgotten video games. I'm your host, Chris, here with Max, my co-host. Max, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. Thanks, Chris. And in our friend circles, we're known to play mostly trashy games. We're talking anime games, retro games you've never heard of, the NDS stuff on itch.io, and everything in between. And no hentai games. Rob.
Yeah, no hentai games, Rob. That was 100% Rob just fucking with our sheet here,
Yeah, I,
without us
I listened
realizing
to
it.
I listened to the latest Drunk Friend podcast, and
Mhm.
I added like a big uh line jump, like a lot of spaces in Alex's outro, and I had completely forgotten I had done that when I recorded with them. So when I
No.
listened to the other podcast, Alex started to do his outro, and he has a lot of trouble doing his outro, and I fucked his thing on top of that, and it was pretty funny. I had no recollection of doing that.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna talk about video games. We're gonna add them to a tier list that we call the landfill. We're gonna chat about creative hobbies and shout out some content creators on the internet. That's what we do here. And a couple things I wanted to start out with really
Yeah.
quick. Uh we are on YouTube now, just the audio version. We're not doing video
Mhm.
on YouTube, but the podcast episodes are going up on YouTube. Finally, I've been putting them up weekly for the past like month and a half trying to get, well, almost 3 months now, I guess, because it's like 21 episodes that have gone up now at this point.
Yeah.
But I've been putting those up weekly, trying to get us caught up on the YouTube feed. So if you want to, if YouTube is more convenient for you, you'll be able to soon listen to the most recent episodes on YouTube. And we would appreciate it if you would go over there and I'll hit that subscribe button if you want to.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. If you don't want to, I mean, that's fine too, I guess. But
Yeah,
I would like it if you did.
that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
YouTube is fun. So if it helps for you to listen to the podcast, go over there, and it's easy to leave comments and stuff. So
yeah,
go
yeah,
chat
that'll be
over there.
another easy way to interact with us as well. And then also our next episode is episode 26. We have almost officially been doing this podcast for a year, Max. Can you believe it?
No, honestly, it feels like we just barely started, but at the same time, we've been doing this for so long. It's pretty crazy. And I think we've done pretty well to stay like bi-weekly, and we didn't miss any episodes. Like we had to take like a week off each, but like nothing major. We kept our schedule for a whole year, and I think most new podcasts don't achieve that. So congrats to us.
Yeah, congrats to us. And to celebrate, we are going to be doing our first live show. So next Friday, I wrote it down here. Friday, September 5th. See Max, this is how I fucked up our times tonight. I put on our sheet here 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is not our normal recording time.
No,
our normal recording time is 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's why we're recording late today. I fucked up. I fucked up in my brain today as I was typing that out. But yeah, so about 5 or 5:30 ish, depending on what time we actually end up getting started, we will be going live and doing a live recording of the Trash Station podcast, and we'll be streaming that both on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Scotch and Hobbies, and simultaneously streaming it on YouTube at youtube.com/Trash Station. And we'll throw out links to both of those on Discord and on Blusky and all the social media stuff that we do. So if that's something you're interested in coming and hanging out with us, go ahead, come hang out with
us. You don't have the right. It's not the right link for YouTube.
Oh, well, I just typed that out, but because I didn't copy the actual link itself. We'll have the link down in the description of the show notes. Is that what they call the notes for podcasts? The show notes. We'll have it down in the show descriptions. How about that?
It's youtube.com/@the-trash-station-podcast. So
at the Trash Station.
Remember podcast. That there will be a link in the show.
It's going to be easier to just go and click the link than it is for you to type it in as you're listening to me ramble.
Yeah. We're not gonna spell that. All right.
Perfect.
So with that, I think we can get into the games.
Yeah. Let's get into some games. I'm gonna briefly, touch on the fact that I've still been playing Arcanum. I still love Arcanum. I'm not gonna talk a lot about Arcanum because, like, I feel like over the last 2 episodes, I've kind of said everything that I need to say about this game.
Yeah, I think if you talk any more about Arcanum, we're gonna lose half of our fan base. So
no, I think we're gonna gain the fan base of classic CRPGs if I continue to talk about Arcanum, and then they're going to expect me to play nothing but CRPGs, and this is not going to become the CRPG podcast. But I'm still absolutely in love with this game. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. It's all of the adjectives that you can expound on that say that this game is great, and it is. And that's all I really have to say about it. I love it. I'm going to continue playing it. I'm going to beat this game. It's just fucking huge. It's long. How long to beat says it's like 70 hours. And I'm not 70 hours in yet. And I'm probably going to play it more than that.
Yeah, and before I also get into my games, I have 2 little updates I want to give on the games I brought in the last episode. So I said I wasn't gonna bring Super Flappy Golf back to the show, but I actually have some stuff to say because when I stopped playing for recording last episode, I was about 2 or 3 worlds in the last difficulty, and right after that, it started becoming like fucking insane. We're
Okay.
talking perfection. You had to like glide at the perfect time to avoid lasers to get into like a tiny gap that only you have like a couple pixels of leeway on each side, and also all of the holes you had to get them dead center to get that stroke -1 stroke bonus. So it was like for most of the holes after I stopped recording, after we recorded last episode, I had to do them like 100 times to get
Oh
them.
Jesus.
It was incredibly hard. A couple of them I was like, okay, I'm not gonna beat this, and even some of them I had to learn like new techniques. Hopefully, some guy had a long play of all the difficult stars on his YouTube channel so I could see a guide of how to do some of those puzzles because I just had no idea how to do. And turns out if you jump and press the other, like you can jump left or right. If you like hit both right after the other, you can actually jump a bit higher and cross like bigger gaps. And I had to learn this technique to beat some of the stars, and some of them I was like, that's impossible. I cannot do that. And then by seeing the video, I was like, oh, okay, you have like 3 pixels to get into that crack and actually beat it. I managed to beat everything. And even by beating everything, I did not get enough experience to like reach the final, like, because you gain levels in the game just to like, I don't know what it does. I think it's just a progression for the sake of being a progression. And even by beating everything perfectly, I did not get enough experience to finish the 30 levels, like to reach level 30 and like complete all the achievements somehow. And I think that's pretty dumb. Like, I've done everything perfectly. What do you want me to do now? Just like keep playing the game for no reason? So that was a bit dumb. And that difficulty was a bit dumb, but I would still put Super Flappy Golf to great games. Like, I had enough fun trying to beat it. And
Right.
yeah, I did put that on myself. Nobody was forcing me to beat the game like 100%. I had already beaten the game, but yeah, whatever. And the second update is about Dark Souls 2. I have not played a lot of Dark Souls 2 in the past 2 weeks, but something came to my mind when I was playing the last time is that I don't really know the goal of Dark Souls 2. Like in Dark Souls 1, it's pretty clear that you have to ring the bells, and then you have to get to the goddess, and then you have to kill the kings, and then you have to uh, either like either ignore the fire or just ignite yourself to like restore the fire to the world. Like,
Right. Yeah.
the goal of the game is pretty clear. I don't need a lot of goals, a lot of story in my game. Just like, okay, I'm doing this for that. But in Dark Souls 2 so far, I'm just like going around and killing people, and I don't really know why. I'm just going farther into the game because I'm playing a game. And I guess that's fine, but I find it a bit weird that I don't know the goal of Dark Souls
Right.
2.
Yeah. I honestly I don't know what to tell you because I've not played enough of it. I don't know what the like story of Dark Souls 2 is, if I'm being honest with you. So maybe watch a YouTube video about it, I guess, or ask
Yeah, maybe. I
Johnny or Vyar.
yeah, I should ask it in the chat.
Mhm.
Uh, let's do that. I'm gonna ask in the chat, and if I get an answer during the episode, I'm gonna update you on what's the goal of Dark Souls 2.
Perfect. Let's talk
Okay.
about some other games though.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about a game that I just finished earlier today that you had gifted me for my birthday, that you had played in the past, called Cybertrash STATYX. This
Yes.
is a run and gun action platformer that you can get on Steam for like $1.
Hmm.
And it's pixel art, run and gun game, and it's pretty good, actually. I was surprised. Like, I was expecting it to be kind of shit, if I'm being
Inky?
honest with
Yeah.
you. But um but it actually, like, it was a fully functioning game. So quick side note, it there was a thing where when I tried to boot up the game, it would bring up a splash screen and then it would immediately like close out of the game and
Okay.
like not want to run. So I did some digging around on Steam and found a thing where somebody was like, well, I deleted the like splash screen PNG out of the game files, and that got the game to run, and the developer is responded to them is like, huh, weird, I guess we'll fix that in the next update. That was last November, so it's been a
Ah.
year and they still haven't fixed that. um but it's really easy to just go into the game files and find splash.png
Hmm.
and just click delete, which is what I did. And now the game runs fine. It just, I don't know. That's a weird thing that just happens on Windows, apparently. Um, but yeah, so like you run around, you get experience from killing enemies, and then you get a bunch of you get I don't know what the money is. We'll just call them money.
Yeah.
But you get money from killing enemies, and you get money from like destroying crates and whatnot. And you spend that money at certain upgrade stations throughout the game, and that allows you to like increase your hacking skills to be able to um, open these chests that are scattered throughout the levels. And you have to have your hacking skill at a certain level to open certain boxes. So, like, you'll come into a level and it'll be like, well, this box is hacking level 2, and the next one is hacking level 3. If you're not at hacking level 3, you can't open that next box yet. Each one of those boxes only contains a weapon. Um, and the weapons are different. You have two different types of two different types of weapons. You have light weapons and heavy weapons. You can only have one of each equipped at any one point in time, and then you have your normal unlimited handgun. And yeah, all the weapons are different and fun. Like light guns, you got like a little grenade launcher, you got a machine gun, you got like a small laser rifle, and then with the heavy guns, you got like a plasma rifle. It kind of shoots out like those blue plasma balls, like in Doom.
Mhm.
Um, like
Yeah,
a
it
heavy
reminded
laser, like.
me of Jazz Jackrabbit. There was like, if I remember correctly, there was a
Mhm.
gun played almost the same.
Yeah. But yeah, so you can spend your points to like upgrade your gun skills, which I think just does more damage with your weapons as you continue to upgrade that. Increase your agility to be able to run faster and jump higher, and a couple other skills, and like all of that, it functions. It's good. It's interesting. Like I think this game is surprisingly good for what it is. Like if you want a 2 hour long run and gun action platformer, kind of Contra like, it's not quite Contra like because it's not that fast paced. I didn't think. I also played it on easy, um, because I'm bad at these kind of games, and I died
Yeah.
a lot even playing on easy.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, like it's good. This game's really good. I really enjoyed it. But I don't think it's like it's not gonna like blow the socks off like Metal Slug or anything like that, you know.
No, no, no. It
But
There's a reason it's only like $1.
right, but solid for what it is. There's a story. I skipped all of it because I stopped caring. I don't need fucking 3 minutes of dialogue in between levels. Like,
Nah.
stop. I don't care. And to the on that point, there's like a couple levels where it's like going into flashbacks and you're like chasing after a younger
Yeah.
version of herself, and it's like I, I get you want to have this story in there, but like I just want to run and gun through the levels and have fun doing the shooting, not having to go through this. But those don't take up that much time, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of dumb. You're
Yeah.
like running against, because you're like, you're taken away, and now you're a clone of that girl, of your sister, or
I
yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
stopped paying attention to the story after like 5 minutes. So I was just like, this is talking too much. I want to get to the game.
Yeah, yeah. It's not worth it. It's just some basic like sci-fi shit where you're the clone, you're the clone, and then the real one is angry at you, and you escape at the end.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah. So, story skippable, game's fun. Yeah, check it out. Definitely check it out. It's worth $1 for sure. I would say this is like solidly B tier for me. I would say this is perfectly fine. It's a perfectly fine game. It's a perfectly adequate game. I think it's worth playing, as I've already said. But it's not gonna it's not elevated past that for me. It's not gonna blow you away or anything. But yeah, it's a good time. It's definitely it's worth the money. Go play it.
Cool. Nice. I'm gonna take the lead. It's fine. You are done.
Yep, I'm
Cybertrash
done.
STATYX. This is fine. Okay. I'm gonna talk about one of both roguelite slime based game I've played for the past 2 weeks, and I'm gonna go with the one that I don't like as much first.
Okay.
And the first one is Slime Quest. Slime Quest. So the idea behind Slime Quest is kind of funny. You're playing as a slime in an MMORPG, and
Okay.
you're basically the game is 2D, and you have to avoid waves of players invading your world, and you have to be the slime in the MMORPG who's killing all like the noobs coming in and become like the best slime of the MMORPG world or something like that. So it's
Okay.
kind of the reverse of what you usually play in a game. You're playing as the enemy trying to beat the player. So that's kind of funny, but that's just setup. That's just setup. In the end, you're playing a game, and the game portion of the game is pretty fun, I would say. So you can move left and right, and you will have to avoid waves of characters coming from both sides. They kind of appear in the world anywhere, so you have to be on your toes at all times. And you can jump to avoid them, and you can also throw and attack. And every couple seconds, every couple kills, you would get a random upgrade. So it's short burst roguelike action because every time you start back, you don't have anything. And for the like 2 minutes of the level, you will get a bunch of upgrades throughout the level. So you can either start shooting from both the front and the back of your slime. You can upgrade your attack. You can deal damage if you touch a character, but you still get the damage, but you also deal damage. You can make your projectiles go through the other enemies, and at the end there's always like a bigger character, kind of a boss player coming in, and you have to beat it like alone to actually beat the level. That's all fine, kind of easy, I would say, but it's fun. It passes the time.
With these upgrades, is it the kind of roguelike thing where when you've killed enough enemies, it'll pop up like a small list of
Yeah,
upgrades that you pick,
you
and then you pick one of the
you have
three, and
three
then
and pick one of them. So
okay.
far, I have not seen like a lot of stuff. So most of the time, it's kind of minor. Like there's not like a perfect build that you can do. You can
Mhm.
either deal a bit more damage, or a lot more damage, you get a bit more health, or a lot more health. Like it won't fundamentally make you win or lose. It will just
Okay.
make the experience go faster, basically. But my biggest problem with the game is that the non-game portion of the game is too mobile like. It's like
Mhm.
built like a fucking mobile game, and so you will spend like 2 minutes playing a level, and then you will spend 5 minutes clicking on buttons in the menu. So you need to see the little tutorial of the demon character making you click on the upgrades that you just unlock, and then you have to get the daily upgrade, and then you have to update your sword, and then upgrade your armor, and then upgrade your slime, and then you reach a new level, then you see an animation, and then keep upgrading the slime, and then you can change stuff, fuse stuff, gather material. It's just it never fucking ends. You spend like
Mhm.
literally more time in the menus than in the game, and like between each level, I can upgrade my slime by like 15 levels. So like, am I just like watching too many ads and getting too much coins? Am I being like too good so my slime is getting overpowered really quickly, or is the game designed like that? And if the game is designed like that, why are you making me like waste 5 minutes upgrading my slime when you could just do it automatically? I don't have to go
Mhm.
there and open chests and stuff and do like stupid stuff so my attack number goes up between the missions. Like,
Are there
that's
like
not
three different
fun.
currencies also?
Oh yeah, you have keys for normal chest, keys for mega chest, keys for bone chest, and then you gather. You need to get like let's say for your sword, you need to gather swords so you can fuse the swords together so the sword gets better. You get a gold to upgrade the slime. Like, everything has its own currency, and also like the gold can be used in 3 different places. It's a fucking mess. Like,
Okay.
if the game was just left to right wave based smallish roguelites, I would like, yeah, that's pretty fun. That's pretty great. Maybe I would have been deeper in the game. But the way the game is set up right now, I've just played like an hour or two, and I didn't really have fun because I wasn't playing the game most of the time.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yep. So that's Slime Quest. It's kind of sad. Like, I'm sure this was done like by a small studio. It's called like uh Dungeon Macaron or something like that.
Mhm.
But like, they try really really hard to like be perceived as a real mobile game, but it just like ruined the whole thing. Like, I'm gonna show you the screen. Don't know if you can see, but like, there's 1,000 like red dots everywhere. I can click
Mhm.
on all of those icons to do something different.
Ah.
It, it's stupid. It's really
Yeah.
really stupid. So yeah. Any question?
No, it doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Slime Quest in almost trash. Like,
All right.
there's a good design hidden in there, but the experience is terrible.
Okay. Uh I'm gonna talk about Look Mum No Computer next,
Okay.
I think. So I had talked about the demo of this game and I was really high on the demo when I
Mhm.
played it over Steam Next Fest. And this game just came out a few weeks ago. It was one of the games that I bought like that had released right before our last episode that I wanted to try and get to and didn't end up having enough time to get to it because I was playing so much fucking Arcanum. I made time. I wanted to go ahead and get one of these newer games in that I had bought. This game is made by I don't remember the guy's name, but he has a YouTube channel by the same name. So it's like just a YouTuber who has six 200,000, 600,000 subs or something like that, making a video game for like his people. And I found it randomly somehow because of Steam Next Fest, and it's essentially a top-down twin stick shooter, and it's level based. So the way that it works is essentially your guy is like going around to all these different businesses within this hub world, and they have like something that is malfunctioning within their shop. So like you go to uh the first one that you have to do is like the synthesizer in your like home, and that's like the tutorial level teaching you how to play the game. And then you have to go and like you can play the levels in any order, but I don't it's not like Mega Man where playing them in
Mhm.
a specific order gives you different things. Like So I don't really know why there's like this open world hub world that you have to walk around in. That is a little annoying, if I'm being honest. But you have to walk to the next place and then like go into the ice cream shop and fix their cash register, or you have to like fix a freezer in one store. You have to fix like a vacuum cleaner in another store. You know, fix like a car, and they're just icons on the screen, and then the level is kind of themed around whatever that is. So like when you're in the synthesizer, everything is themed around, you know, synthesizer.
Hmm.
The insides of a computer essentially, and then when you're in the freezer, like all the enemies are frozen grapes that have gone bad, and eggs that have gone rotten, and there's a bunch of NPCs in each of these levels, and you need to go around, you know, talk to them, and there's so much fucking dialogue
Hmm.
that I just started skipping because it's like it's you and an NPC going back and forth for like, if you wait it out like 2 minutes, 3 minutes sometimes, for you to get a mission that basically says go here on your map and complete a task for me. Like
Okay.
I don't need all of this extra exposition. Like I don't care about the egg in Eggsville, you know?
Hmm.
But so you go through the level, and every time you defeat an enemy, you'll get different components. Those components are used to upgrade your weapons. You have different weapon slots, and when you change what weapon you're using, it changes the music in the background, which I think is one of the big draws of this game because it's a very music based game. All of your weapons are synthesizers, and they all do different things, and your passive buffs are different types of synthesizers, and they do different things, and whichever ones you have active, they change the background music around. um I honestly got kind of annoyed with the music and played most of this game with my headphones off, so I just wasn't listening to the music anymore. Uh
Dang. In the music-based game, that's not good.
yeah. Well, you're in a single level for like an hour, and the music doesn't really change all that much unless you're but I never felt like I needed to constantly be changing what weapons I was using because I found the good weapons that did the most damage and
Hmm.
just used those. So it's
Yeah.
not like I needed to change between all of my weapons constantly. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm really kind of torn on this game because like I think it's really fun conceptually. Like all of the things with like the synthesizers change to the music, and those being tied to your weapons, I think that's an interesting idea. I
Hmm.
don't think it's a 9 hour long interesting idea, which is what I ended up spending on this game. Like each
Okay.
one of
Yeah.
these levels is a little over an hour long, and that's just a little too long for a game that's essentially just a twin stick shooter, you know? Um yeah, I just wish it was a little bit shorter. Like if this was like 5 hours long and level based, that'd be fine. Every time you complete, you're really incentivized also to complete all the quests, because completing quests will give you upgrades, synthesizer, your weapon, but then it doesn't actually. It gives you the blueprint, a bunch of it, and each of the different types of enemies drop different types of upgrade parts, and there's like 9 different upgrade parts. Um, and so then you have to go back to your. Well, you don't have to go back to your shop. You go into the menu and you upgrade if you have enough of those individual parts. Um, and so like that's fine, I guess. Upgrading the weapons never felt like significant when you went from like level 1 to level 2. When you went from
Mhm.
level 1 to eventually level 5, or when you maxed it out at like level 8 or level 9, whichever, not all the weapons went all the way up to level 9, but when you would get them to a much higher level, like you could see a significant difference between the when it started and how it ends. But each individual upgrade never really felt significant. Um, yeah, I'm pretty down on this game despite the amount of time that I put into it. So
Okay. Yeah. it's kind of unfortunate. Like it worked better as a demo instead of a full game.
Yeah. Yeah, the demo sold me on it 100%, which is why I bought it like when it released. Um so I wish this game was a little bit better, but unfortunately for me it's just not.
Yeah.
And I'm really torn on where I want to put it cuz like I think it probably deserves to go into the B tier, like this is fine, but
Hmm.
it also fucking drags its feet, and that makes me almost want to put it lower, but I don't think it's quite as bad as games that I would normally put into like the more trashy tiers, you know?
Hmm.
But
But at the same time, it's your gut feeling. Like
yeah,
if you're not feeling that game, like nobody's gonna die. You put it in
right.
almost trash.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and put it in almost trash.
Okay.
It's a C tier game.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
I think it's mostly a C tier game because of you had such a good first impression
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
But yeah. Any questions about that game?
I No, I don't think so. Did you went and like did you went and ahead and listen to the music of the actual Look Mom New Computer artist?
Yeah, I've listened to a little bit of his music now. Yeah. It's good. If you like synth music, like
Yeah.
you'll like what he's doing. Like I find most synthesizer, I don't want to call his music synthwave because it's not quite synthwave what he's doing, but it's also not quite industrial. Like I don't really know how to classify his music. I don't know if like putting him in a genre is necessary either, but like if you like music with synthesizers, you're probably going to like what he's doing. So like music's fine. And he's got some like fun YouTube videos that he's done also that aren't just like his um music videos. Like
Okay.
he's got some videos where he's like showing off like the inner workings of old computers and you know stuff like that. So interesting guy, interesting channel. Game was fine.
Yeah. All right. It happens. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, you still gave him a bit of money and you got a couple hours of enjoyment out of it. So
Yep.
not a total loss.
No. All
All right.
right, what do you got for us?
I've got another roguelite slime based game somehow.
Perfect.
Well, I say somehow, but like I wanted to look at the developer of this game, which is called Rogue Slime.
Hmm.
Rogue Slime? I think it's Rogue Slime. That's what I have right
That's what you have
now.
written here.
Okay, perfect. Rogue Slime. I'm getting confused with all those slime names. So I went on the app store, looked the game, and then the other slime game was in the recommended one. So that's why I got two slime games.
Mhm.
But this one is actually pretty fun. It's
Okay.
a turn-based, level-based roguelite RPG. So you play as a slime and you go around beating other slimes. That's all the game is. But the levels are kind of kind of fun. So there's like a map with uh like spots you can move to, and each spot has a different event, a bit like Slay the Spire, but the map is not laid out like from bottom to top. It's laid out more organically like a real level map. So the first section of the game is, I think it's the plains. So you're like in the plain section and you can click on different options, and some of those will be blocked. So if there is an enemy and there's the key to unlock the door to go to the next section of the level, then you have to beat that enemy to get the key to then get to the door. The way the RPG mechanic works is that you have a grid of 6 slots and you can arrange as many spells as you want using like a Diablo style management system, if you will.
Okay.
So some spells will only be 1 square, so you can put that in a square. So you could have 6 1 square spells, or you can have 2 square tall spells. So you can have 3 of those next to each other, and you have two spells, but on the width size. So
Mhm.
1 by 2, 2 by 1, or 1 by 1, and you can arrange them however you like. So you have 6 1 spells, 3 2 spells, 1 2 2 spells, 2 1 spells,
Gotcha.
whatever you
Gotcha.
like. And you have a pool of energy between 3 different colors. They don't really matter. They're just different colors to put on the spells, and each spell has a cost that can go from 1 color to like 4 colors. And each round, you will draw a certain number of colors, and you can spend them on however many spells that you like. And if they're the same color, it will fill that whole spot. So, like, if I need 1 orange color, I can put 1 orange there, and it will activate the spell. But if I only have 2 greens, I can put 2 greens, and each of them will fill like half the wrong color. So you can there's a lot of strategy on how you manage your different colors and stuff. You can also get white energy that will fill any colors, and some of the cards can have white energy that you can fill with any color. So one or the other. And the way it's roguelite is that throughout the game, when you beat an enemy, you get one of their spells randomly. So those enemies are also set up exactly what like you, with 6 spaces and say the same spells that you can use, so you can learn how they behave because you've been using the same spells throughout your runs. And then there's all the like basic roguelike stuff. So you can there are some like random events that will make something happen. You can have shops to buy more items. You can get a bonfire to restore some health. And the spells also have like a bunch of different abilities. So you can attack multiple times. You can heal. You can deal some poison, get torn, so the enemy get damaged when they attack you. But something that's fun is that some of the effects will affect the spells directly. So if you send some burn damage to the enemy, it's the spells that get burned directly, and if they decide to use their energy on those spells, they will get hurt. But if they decide to use their energy on the spells that is not burned, well, they won't get damaged. So you're basically like they have when you get burned, you have to micromanage your energy basically. There's
Okay.
also like other effects that will make like the spots fill twice as, so you like for each color you need 2 color to fill it, and some other effects. Like I won't go through, I am not here to explain the whole game, but you get the idea. So each zone has 3 different difficulties, and each difficulty just mean that it's kind of longer. So the first one will be like 3 spots long and then a boss. The other one will be 5 spots long and a boss, and the last one will be 7 spots long and then a boss. And while you're playing, you also gather material to upgrade your town, and that's where the game gets a bit mobile because there's a lot of menus and stuff.
Mhm.
But but unlike Slime Quest, this one it doesn't take too much space. Like you will click on a couple of stuff for like 10 seconds and then you can go back to another run. It's not it doesn't get in the way. It's there and it gives a lot of value to the game because there's a lot of things opening up, giving you more options and more things to do without being too distracting. And the other content that's there. There you have skill trees to upgrade your classes, so you can unlock other classes. Right now, I have the warrior, which has a big war cry that will double my energy for a turn and give me some a shield and heal myself for a bit, I think, and boost my attack. But there, I also unlock the thief, and this one, every like X spells that I play that are not the same spell twice in a row, I will steal energy from my enemy, so I get more energy to play, and they get less energy to play for that turn. So that gets really strong really quick. And the others, I think there are four other classes that I have not unlocked yet. And once you've beaten a level, the character you beat the level with gets added to the Hall of Fame, and in the Hall of Fame you can continue a new run with your final build into a more Slay the Spire style map where you have to go through like 15 different choices to beat that different level, and that can unlock you more content for that other section of the game. There's also another section of the game where it's more like puzzly, where you have a situation where you have to win in one turn, and it's all like the combination of your spells. You get burn damage. That burn damage will build your special attack, and then if you activate the special attack, you get more energy. So you have to think about all of those choices to manage to win in one turn. And yeah, there's a lot of content. And at first, I was like, okay, this is getting a bit boring. I'm like doing the same fights and making the same builds over and over. But when I started thinking that, like a lot more stuff started popping up in the game. I unlock a new class. I unlock the Hall of Fame. I unlock this, unlock that. And the spells can also get synergies. The more like energy you get of certain colors, those attacks will get boosted. So when you level up, you get more energy in your pool, and you decide which energy you get. So you can strategically just like get only orange because you're building an orange build, and all your orange stacks gets stronger because you're using that. So yeah, I've rambled enough. Do you have any questions? I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Do you have any questions?
No. Sounds interesting for a roguelike.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think this one would win you over because even though it's level based, there's kind of a lot. Yeah. The one thing I don't really like about the game is that you have to grind for resources to unlock the next parts of the game. So to unlock like the caverns, I had to grind for some wood, and now to unlock the next section of the game, I have to grind for wood and rock, and I also have to refine them into like bricks and planks. So the more I play, the more grinding I have to do. So the more time I have to replay the same levels. So that's a bit annoying, but like the core gameplay is fun enough, and you can replay those levels to build good characters to go into the Hall of Fame section and win those. So like you can manage to like play those levels in a way that will give you more opportunities to have fun with the game. So it's not too bad, but that's something to consider. But yeah, I was thinking of you while playing the game, and those level sometimes feel the same. Like I want to build the same kind of characters. Some spells are really better than others, and starting from scratch for every level can get a bit annoying because I was like, yeah, I just built like a fucking awesome character. Why I cannot use it anymore? Have to start back from scratch.
Right.
But that aside, I really like the game loop. The gameplay is great. I think the RPG mechanic is really fun. It looks good. It's all 3D with fun animation, and you can speed up the animation so it doesn't take too much time doing those fights. And I found the music to be really catchy and just not in the way. It's just pretty fun to listen at while you're playing. So with that, Rogue Slime, I would put in great games. I'm really having a good time, and I found myself starting a run and not wanting to put it down just because I'm just having fun with the whole mana system and making like fun builds with different characters. So
Sweet.
great game.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. The last game that I have to talk about is Silent Hill Homecoming.
Okay.
And Max, if I remember correctly, you have not played any of the Silent Hill games, right?
No. I have not seen the movie either, but I know a bit of the movie. That's how my that's my whole
Okay.
knowledge of the game.
Okay. So Homecoming is a PS3 and I believe 360 game. I'm playing the PS3 version because I mostly play PlayStation, at least for home consoles. But anyway, so I'm playing it on PS3. This game was released, I believe, in 2008, and it's generally considered like one of the worst Silent Hill games. And I've always been curious as to why.
Yeah. I'm seeing mostly negative on Steam on the recent reviews and
Yeah.
all score of 47%.
That seems insane to me. Um,
But I think
the
most of that is I think it's not representative because I think it crashes a lot on PC. So I think that's
well,
not representative.
yeah, that would make sense. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that like more often than not, survival horror games, they get really expensive on older consoles, especially nowadays post COVID, with price spikes on retro gaming. You know, PS2, PS1, PS2, PS3 games specifically, survival horror games have a tax on them. They're always more expensive. You can buy a complete in box copy of this game for like $20, which is crazy. Like that just doesn't happen. Like Silent Hill 1, you can't even buy the disc for $20. Like
Yeah. Wow.
So what this game is it is a third person survival horror game. I don't remember your main character's name. Let me grab the box right here. Let me see if it says it on the back. Alex Shepard.
Yes.
Is the most generic fucking guy. And I do think that's kind of a problem because the main characters of a lot of the other Silent Hill games are so iconic and like such strong characters that I can see it being kind of an issue that you know, this guy and this game is the character is not like he's supposed to be the central focus, but it almost feels like he's not. It's like things are happening around him, but it doesn't seem like it's because of him, right? But yeah, so it's all of the normal survival horror things that you would come to expect from the genre. You go around in an area and you need to find an item to be able to unlock some kind of gate. So like in the first area, the basement of this house is flooded and you need to get gasoline to be able to run the generator on a pump to be able to pump the water out of the basement to be able to open a door. And so that's the puzzle. You have to find the gas, go out, find the gas, and then bring it back. That unlocks the puzzle, right? So it's really basic like that. But I don't know, the environments are really well designed. It looks great. The combat is the one thing that is kind of holding me back on this game. It's really quite challenging, I'm finding.
Yeah.
So you're mostly using melee weapons. You start with a knife, and then I've gotten like a steel pipe and an axe. These are all common weapons in Silent Hill. Maybe not the knife, but like a pipe for sure. and there's like a dodge button, and like they want you to like have parry windows, and you have a strong and light attack, and not parry windows, but like you're supposed to. The way that the game describes is that you're supposed to like dodge out of the way of attacks and then counterattack to be able to stun an enemy, to be able to then get more damage on them. But what I'm finding is that trying to do that, either I go to dodge out of the way of an attack and I just get hit anyway, or I dodge out of the way of the attack, I do that counterattack, I stun the enemy, and then the wind up animation for my second attack coming into them takes so long that they're able to just attack me again before the light attack animation even hits them. And that's with like the pipe or the axe, these heavier weapons. So what I've found is just the best answer to all of my problems is using the knife and just using quick attacks, walking up on an enemy and just being like, ... quick attack 3 times, which is your combo, dodge backwards, wait for them to attack, come back forward, quick attack 3 times, dodge backwards, wait for them to attack, and just do that until they're dead. On most enemies, that's worked out
like,
perfectly fine.
Yeah. You sound like me playing Dark Souls too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like playing Dark Souls. So yeah, I think the enemy designs are they're like updated enemies for the most part from like previous Silent Hill games. You have the like kind of fucked up nurses with knives, and like the guys that they were from the first Silent Hill where like they hawk back and like spit venom or something at you, except in this game they shoot like poison gas in a cloud, and one of their attacks is like this AoE cloud that I can't figure out how to dodge. No matter what I do, I'm always getting hit by it. So I think part of the problem that people have had with this game, and I've not looked at any reviews or anything for it because I've had it for a while and I've wanted to play it before I watch stuff. I usually don't care about spoilers, but like, and I don't. But this was one where I've been like, well, I have it, I want to play it, and there's been a couple of videos. I think Eurothug 4000 just put out a video about this game, and I was like, well, I'll watch that after I play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally like I needed something to stream on Monday, and I was looking at my shelf, and I have the PS3, my backwards compatible PS3, hooked up here in my office that I stream from, and I was like, so PS1, 2, 3 games I'm looking at, and I'm like, Silent Hill standing out to me. We're approaching the spooky season. I might as well get started now. Why not? I've been wanting to play it for a while. I imagine that some of people's problem with this is that the enemies are just rehashed enemies from old games. Like they're not specifically tied to the main character's trauma. Pyramid Head is back, apparently. He was he's famously from Silent Hill 2, and he's like a personification of James's trauma. Like that is his trauma monster. But now he's just like the face of Silent Hill, I guess, in this game. Which I know a lot of people have had problems with, and maybe that's part of the problem. But like you meet all the NPCs throughout the world of Silent Hill, and like they're all appropriately creepy and unsettling and have their own issues that's going on, and like the world is interesting and fun to explore. The puzzles are exactly what I expect from this genre of game. You know, find the key, open the next door, explore the hotel. You have 5 floors of a hotel that you have to explore as like the first big area. So explore all the floors, find all the items within it, fight whatever monsters, or run past them if you can. Which is always an option. And yeah, like I don't think this game is bad. I think it's pretty good. Like I said, I'm struggling with the combat a little bit, but overall, I'm having a pretty good time with it. It's not overly scary or anything, but I don't really get scared by games not like that. Like Outlast stressed me out just because like being chased constantly. This isn't quite like that. But yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it so far.
I don't know if I zoned out, but are there any big bosses in the
There
game?
are. I've only fought one boss so far, and it was kind of an interesting fight. I guess spoilers for the first boss of Silent Hill Homecoming, if you care about this game that released almost 20
In
years ago now.
2008, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like this weird, like giant, like faceless monster. He's like maybe 12 foot tall, but he doesn't have legs. He's just a torso. And like you fight
Mhm.
him and he's hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
And you have to do enough damage to him to make him drop down. And then he has a second phase where he's on the ground and like kind of crawling at you and using, he's got like big, long, large,
Mhm.
gangly arms. And uh you had to like attack his arms to make him fall over, and then you could get attacks in on his body more easily. So that was kind of the way to get through that boss fight. It took me like 3 or 4 tries to get through it. And bosses
Okay.
have never been the focus of these games. It's always been more about the environments and the storytelling.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean it's good. I'm enjoying it so far. At this point, I would probably say that I would put it in great games.
Okay.
I could see this going up or down either way. Like if I get a better handle on the combat and the story gets a little bit more interesting, I could see myself bumping this up into, the highest tier.
Mhm.
But it's not quite there for me yet. I could also see it getting worse and me having less fun with it and dropping it down.
Okay. Okay.
But A tier. A tier is where it's going to
And
sit for
now
me for right now.
Silent Hill Homecoming, A tier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Interesting game.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, yeah. In the midst of the 2000s, one more Silent Hill game.
Yep. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of The Evil Within. It plays a
Okay.
lot like that,
Mhm.
which I don't know if you've played The Evil Within.
I have not.
A lot of people have not. So
Yeah. Nah.
it yeah, it reminds me a lot of that game.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. I
But
have one more game, one small game, because I
okay.
have not played a lot of games during my vacations. I played a game today on YouTube Playables called Golf Adventures, and
Okay.
it's more mini golf, if you can believe that. So the game looks a lot like Super Monkey Ball. So it's like floating mini golf courses
Mhm.
in the middle of something, and the it's like a checkered pattern on the ground. It really looks like a Super Monkey Ball level. And you have like 8 shots. You have 8 shots to get to the hole, and you pull back the at the force that you want, and then you release, and the ball goes flying. Uh, that's basically the whole game.
Mhm.
The game has like 4 different uh environments with some. It says that each environment has its own set of like things to dodge in the level, but it felt all the same to me. Like one level will be like more fiery with lava, but and if you fall in the lava, you restart from where you started throwing the ball. But if you go in the ice, if you get to a ice level, like the ice will do exactly the same. So it's like purely aesthetic,
Mhm.
and each level has a set of different uh mechanisms. So there are walls that go up and down, platforms that go left and right. There are like windmills that you have to time to go through, and bridges and walls. That's basically all the levels are built out of. And the deeper you get into the game, the more strokes that you need to get to the hole. And
Mhm.
in the course, there are also like gold coins that are scattered around that are kind of hard to pick up. Like you really have to be dead center on those collectibles. There's no leeway to
Okay.
actually collect them. And what those do is that you can get some power ups to get to the next uh level. Basically, you can get one more ball. There's a reset button that I have not clicked because I don't know what it does, and one to skip the level entirely. It costs 10 coins, so it's the most expensive one. And for each hole that you beat, you get a score. You get a higher score if you get to the hole in less strokes. And when you die, you get a high score. And then if you reopen, like if you start another game after that, you will continue from the hole where you left off. So I think there's an end to the game. I'm currently at like level 21, 22, something like that. I don't know how many levels are in the game. I couldn't find any let's plays or anything about this game, so it's fine. It's
Yeah.
like a 3D mini golf game. I think it's the perfect kind of game for YouTube playables. Like I can play it for free, play for like 2 minutes, get through one or two level, and
Mhm.
get to something else. So
Probably
it's
more
all good.
interesting than watching YouTube shorts.
Yeah, exactly. And and I think it's one of the better games of the YouTube playables catalog that I've
Okay.
played so far. Like there are levels. I think there's a hand to the game. It's totally fine. Like it works as it should, and because the YouTube
Perfect.
playables like game selection is bloated with like junk, like those meme games that you see in like ads
Hmm.
in other games. Like the YouTube playables is full of that, and like fake multiplayer games where you just like a bunch of idle games and stuff. So there's a lot of trash in there, and this one is an actually competent game that you can play either for a high score or to beat it. So
Cool.
yeah, golf adventures on YouTube playables. This is fine. It's a fine mini golf game.
Sweet. That's our games. Let's move on to some hobby time.
Have you ever played Dead by AI?
No.
That's kind of funny. It's kind of a Jackbox, but there's an AI that pulls up a scenario, and then you have to write what you would do to get out of that scenario, and then the
Uh-huh.
AI will tell you would tells what happens then, and you have to like the AI decides if you survive or not. And
Are we not supposed to
it,
use AI for the
I
stream?
don't think no, I think that's fine. I guess it's embedded in a game and stuff. I just know that a lot of people are against AI. Like as
Yeah.
soon as they see AI, they like just get
Freak out. Yeah.
freak out. Like, but I mean, it's a game. Like, what the fuck? Chill out.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of
Anyway,
the day, it's also a tool. Like it has uses.
mhm.
Its uses are being shoved down our throat right now, and most of them are completely fucking unnecessary. But like, there are useful ways to use this tool. So,
I think I've seen the worst use of AI ever
oh yeah,
recently. My it's all in French, so it won't really stick out to you. But I will just show you a picture. That's an ad that we
okay,
got from our grocery store, and it's I say ad, but it's a contest. You can vote for this store, and for everyone who votes, they can win like $1,000. It's like
okay,
a small contest. But you've seen the thing. Like it's something that you can design in Word in like 3 minutes, right? You just put up
yeah,
like three sentences, a couple logos, and a QR code.
uh-huh.
Well, this shit has been done with AI. I don't know how they done it. I guess they put up a bunch of logos into ChatGPT and said like write this those texts in the on the page, make an ad with it.
Uh,
There's like
like
one,
I could do
two,
that in fucking Paint. Like
three,
Jesus Christ.
4, 5, 6, 7. Like just by looking at it real quick, I'm seeing 7 mistakes in the text. Like there's a fake letter right here. There's like a fake C that doesn't belong there. Here the dates are 4 to 24, but right here at the top it says 4 to 28, and the month is not written correctly. Like there's like mistakes everywhere, but they still like looked at that and was like, yeah, that's fine, and they printed it out, and you can see the QR code as like a weird line at the bottom. So I think they edited like the AI generated contest ad because the QR code didn't work and put the real QR code over it. So they've done editing anyway. So why don't do the whole fucking thing? It takes 3 minutes.
Right.
What the fuck?
Like that's some really simple graphic design. It's like, so I'm gonna leave this in, by the way, for our listeners. It's like a blue background with text, a QR code, and a couple of logos.
Yeah, that's all.
Like,
that's all.
You could literally do this in Paint, like in Microsoft Paint on Windows XP. Like it would not be a problem.
Nah, it would be the exact same quality without the mistakes.
Yep. Because you would have like, Windows telling you that you're misspelling your words with red squiggles underneath it.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that infuriated me. I thought of that gave me an idea for a video where the video title would be "How long can I survive without encountering AI?" So you just start like, let's say at noon somewhere in the city, and as soon as I see something that's obviously AI, the video stops.
Oh, it's gonna be like a short. You're gonna run into like a single advertisement on like a bus stop or something that's done with AI.
Basically, yeah.
Or you're gonna be walking down the street and some shop is gonna have like some AI art in the window.
Oh yeah. There's so many of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Insane. Let's talk about some hobby time. You have you have a bunch of stuff in here, so why don't you go ahead and start?
Okay, I'm gonna start with an update. Last time I said that I went to my first game of the mini golf league, and it's once a week, so I went twice more already. My first week of vacation did not go well. I played 43 and 41. So if for comparison, my first week I did 41 and 36. So I did not play as good as my first time, and I don't know what I had that night, but I just couldn't putt. Like most of those holes, you want to do them in one putt, but I just I was missing so many second putts. Like I just couldn't hit the cup. I don't know what was happening with me, but I lost my touch, and I was kind of sad. I was like, damn it! I went there. I really wanted to keep like that momentum and reach something near 36 twice, and I just couldn't do it. But this week, I focused more on my swing, and I practiced like the holes that were giving me trouble. There's one called the Monster, and the way the hole is set up is that the hole is in the middle of a ramp, basically. So this one, if you don't put it in one, you're basically stuck at the bottom of the ramp, and it can get tricky because you either go in the hole or go back down the ramp once again.
Yep. Gotcha.
So I practiced this one, and I really got into the groove of putting those second putts. And basically this week I've done 36 twice. And even my first game, I should have done 35. I missed like a 1 foot putt that I just I went there really quick. I was sure to putt it, and I just put it in the wrong direction. So I will never do that again. I will always focus for those short putts, because I should have gotten like a -1 and a 0, 35 and 36. But still, 36 and 36 for my third week of mini golfing. I think my progression is coming pretty good. So
Nice. Does that did that feel like those videos you see of like the PGA tour where like somebody will have like a 5 foot putt, which is like easy. Like
yeah,
that's an easy putt for a pro golfer, and they're just like, oh, I'm not even gonna really pay attention. Then they putt it, and it like just barely misses the hole by a couple of inches and rolls past 2 feet,
yeah,
they just have this look of defeat on their face.
exactly. Like I was already doing the motion to pick up my ball, and
Uh huh.
it didn't go in. I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing. I'm sure like everyone goes through that at least once in their life.
Oh, I'm
So
sure. Yeah.
yeah. So sadly, the last like competition, like not the last week of the league, but the last like big weekend competition is tomorrow,
Mhm.
and the day that we record. And I already had like an activity planned where we are at a yard sale, kind of thing. We made 2 mini golf holes,
Mhm.
and we're letting people pay to test them at the yard sale, basically. So
Right.
sadly, I won't be able to do my first proper competition this year, so it will have to wait for next year. But I might have another kind of mini golf competition coming in September, so we will
Okay.
be able to talk about that in a month or so.
Cool.
You want to go through all my hobby? I think that's what we do usually
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the
Go ahead. Go
beginning.
ahead.
Yeah.
Keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay, so speaking of mini golf, I've been working on my big mini golf video for like my whole vacation, and it's getting way bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
The video so far will is about an hour and 5 minutes, and I still have a couple of like moments to splice in, a little bit of an intro to do, like not a lot, but I think the video will end up being like 1 hour and 10 minutes. It
Damn.
will easily be my biggest video I've ever done. And like, there's not much I want to cut. Like, I could go ahead and cut a bunch of things, but at the same time, I don't want to just be, hey, we went to this place. It was nice. Here's a nice spot. Let's move to the next. Like, I think like maybe this would be better for the algorithm and everything, but that's not how I like my videos. I like to go more
Right.
in depth, talk about the history of the mini golf, and show a couple of nice spots and a couple of spots where we were absolutely terrible. So e- ultimately, each section is not too long. It's like varying between 4 and 7 minutes. So each section is not too long, but since we've done like 11 different places, it really adds up at
Mhm.
the end of the day. So I'm hoping that next time we record, the video will be out. Like I really want to put this thing out. I'm really proud of what I'm making, but it's been a pain. It's been
Right.
so much video editing. I'm really one. I'm ready for it to be done, and two, it makes me think about my future videos and how I want to approach my scripts and stuff, so I don't end up like video editing for a whole month for a single video. But
Right.
yeah. So that's the video update. And like I said, I was on vacation for the past 2 weeks, so I will just go ahead and talk a bit about stuff I've done. I went bowling with my dad. My dad was like the best bowler in Canada in the 90s.
Oh,
And
sick.
yeah, it was pretty cool. There's TV moments where I'm a baby in the stands while he's playing on television. So that's pretty cool. And like his career has been up and down throughout his life because I have 5 siblings, so he had 6 kids. So doing bowling competition is a bit out of the window when you have to feed six child at the
Yeah.
same time. And he's been back to bowling for a bit, but his back is killing him. But now he's like in a good place, mentally, physically, and he really wants to get back into bowling. So his goal is to he joined the league, but it's not because he joined the league that he will actually do the league for the whole fall. So we will see. But if he goes through his first like season of bowling, I might join him for the winter season of bowling, like in January, because I've done that in the past. Played bowling with my dad. We even did like a competition when I was like 15, and the way that competition worked, it was 8-9 scratch that they call it. So the first bowler must have a low mean when they play, and like you have to be in a league and know how much you bowl usually, and the lowest one will play for 8 pins equals a strike. The second player is 9 pins equals a strike, and the last player is like 10 pins equals a strike, like a real
Okay.
bowler. And during that competition, I played with my dad and my grandfather, and both me and my grandfather did like perfect games with our handicap. So that was like a really fun moment. So hopefully, I may do some bowling competition like that later in the winter. I usually have a score around 180. So I've not bowled in a while, but that's like pretty decent. Like it's not
Yeah,
top tier, but
180. Yeah, 180 is pretty good. I think I usually bowl around like 150 or so, 140, 150. Like,
yeah.
I used to bowl a lot
Oh
when I
yeah.
was younger, and I loved, like, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it, and I've just I don't do it nearly as often as I used to.
Cool, cool, cool.
So,
Yeah. Well, let's go bowling when we meet again.
oh, I would love that. Yeah.
Cool. Uh, what else have I done? I've been walking a lot. I played with my dad's dog. We kept in for one night. I had the worst nights for my first week of vacation. Like my daughter wouldn't sleep, my dog wouldn't sleep. The night we kept the dog of my father, that dog kept me up all night. I did not have good sleep for like a whole solid week, but now I'm doing better. But it's a bit it's a bit sad, like getting into vacation and not being able to sleep. That was a bit
Hmm.
disappointing. We've built the second mini golf old my brother and I. This one is more like a bump a bump hole. So you have to pot on the bump and actually have a good curve to go into the hole. And if you miss
Hmm.
the hole, there's like ramps behind the hole that will punish you and move you farther away from the hole. So I
Gotcha.
think this one is going to be fun, and it's different from like the obstacle based first hole that we did. And yeah, went a lot to the restaurant. Ate. I've eaten some good food. Played some mini golf. Played some bowling, and overall just had a chill time. It would
Yeah.
have been even chiller if I wasn't like video editing half the time.
Right.
Yep.
Right. For me, so right after we recorded last episode, I played in a doubles Warhammer tournament.
Yeah.
Which it was so a normal game of Warhammer at a competitive event is you and one other player both playing 2,000 points worth of models. This
Hmm.
was 2v2. Each of us were playing 1,250 points worth of models. So it ends up being 2,500 points on the table on each side. So its forces are a little bit larger, but at 1,250, it allows you a little bit more flexibility with what you're personally bringing to the table. I'm still playing Lumineth Realm Lords, which are the high elves that I've decided to go with for this season, for this year of Warhammer, and it was really fun. I played with my friend Zach, and he doesn't really play competitively. He plays casually, and like we get together and play, just like at his house or at the local game store. Like he's one of the guys that got into Warhammer with me when I first started playing. And so like he doesn't usually play the more competitive events, so we played kind of casually and just had a good time, and like it was a lot of fun. We both our first two games were a solid draw, and then we lost our third game.
Okay.
But it was a good event. I don't have scores or anything for it, just because it wasn't as competitive of an event. Normally I'd be like, well, this is what I played against, and like how the game went and whatnot. I didn't keep track as much because this was much more casual for this
Mhm.
event. But then one of the guys in our local play group, he also plays some other tabletop war games, and one of them that I've had some interest in is the Middle Earth strategy battle game, which is the essentially Lord of the Rings tabletop war game that's also made by Games Workshop and plays kind of similarly to Warhammer in some ways, but plays very differently in some other ways. And I've been interested in it and have wanted to learn how to play. And so we got a learning game in together, and it was really fun. That game's really, really interesting.
Ooh, nice.
So the core thing about Warhammer is that each of your units, so like if I have a unit of 20 models, all 20 of those models always have to stay together in a block. Like they can stretch out and whatnot, but they have to stay in what's called coherency. So they have to stay at least within. I'll give technical.
Okay.
Each individual model must be within 1/2 inch of at least 2 other models within the unit.
Okay.
So what that means is that each one model has to be essentially in a triangle within 1/2 inch of 2 other models. And you can do that to where like you can stretch out that unit of 20 to where it's in a long line, or you can have them in like a singular blob. You can wrap them around opponents' units and weird formations and things like that. But you have to keep the unit together. In Middle Earth, instead of being unit based, everything is model based. So you can bring a block of 10 models, but you can
Mhm.
be like, well, I'm going to take 2 of them and they're going to run off in this direction. And then 4 of them are going to go run off. And the other 4 are going to go this other direction. And then 2 of those are going to break off and do their own thing. And so combats end up being, instead of unit versus unit, they're model versus model.
Okay.
And the game, instead of being a set number of rounds, is determined by essentially the type of battle that you're playing. So the learning game that we played was essentially destruction of the opponent's army. So you have to destroy enough of your opponent's models to make them flee from battle, which I believe is 75% of the models on the table. You have to kill from your opponent's army to be able to make them flee, depending on the force that they're playing. And um, so what that ends up meaning is that our game went like 12 individual rounds instead of
Mhm.
Warhammer, where it's just always 5 rounds. It's a really interesting system. I like it a lot. It's not going to replace Warhammer for me, but I'm gonna buy into this game, and I'm gonna buy some models for it. I'm gonna paint them, and I'm gonna play in some local events and
Oh.
play with some people because it's really cool. And I love Lord of the Rings. Like, it's an iconic fantasy setting. It's, you know, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Mhm.
That trilogy of movies is absolutely fucking fantastic. Like, I've read the books; they're great. I love that world. So, uh, I'm glad I finally got a chance to play it, and it's also not quite as expensive. Like, I can buy a Force for like less than $100, so
Nice.
that's great too.
Yeah. Money is always a huge win.
Yeah.
And you said you'd play in some local events stuff. Like how
Mhm.
many players near your area, around your area, do you think you have to for this like new? I say new to
Oh,
you, but new.
not many, if I'm being honest
Yeah.
with you. Like, if I I think most of the local events are getting like 6, maybe 8
Okay.
players. So, like, very small community. It's I joined the local Discord, but it's not like the game is, so it's not the popular games, right? So like
Mhm.
for Age of Sigmar, we have a Discord for like my local game store, and then we have a Discord for Kansas City, and then we have a Discord also for like the region of the Midwest that I'm in. And so that's like Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and like northern Oklahoma, and then like some guys
Mhm.
come in from like are in that group from like northern Texas or like eastern Ohio and whatnot. So it's this large area. With the Lord of the Rings, we don't have like a Kansas City focused Discord. There's not enough of a group of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
who play just
yeah.
in Kansas City. It's just this larger regional group.
Mhm.
And that only has like 100 people in it.
Okay,
With
yeah. Okay.
so it's a smaller, tight knit group. I, I'm gonna try and arrange some games with some of the folks that are in there to try and get a better understanding of how the system works once I have some models of my own to actually play.
Yep. Cool.
So I'm leaning very heavily into playing Fangorn Forest, I think is what I'm gonna end up playing. So I'm gonna play Tree Ents, so Treebeard
Okay.
and couple of other Ents, which, depending on how many points you play, is going to be like 4 or 5 models on the table at most, which is
Okay.
great.
Cool, cool,
I
cool.
love it.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. So yeah, fun game. I continue to enjoy playing tabletop games.
And I have one more question. Is it
Yeah.
more based on the novel or the movies, or it's kind of its own thing, a mishmash of everything?
So it's a mix of everything. There's 3 primary rule books that give you like what models belong to what armies,
Mm-hmm.
and they're split into 3 books for uh 3 different reasons. You have just the Lord of the Rings, which is everything associated with everything that appeared in the movies. And then you
Okay.
have The Hobbit, which is everything that appeared in The Hobbit. And then you have a 3rd book that is just, I don't remember what it's called. It's called like The Realms of Middle Earth, which is everything that never appeared in The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, but is also part of the world of The Lord of the Rings.
Cool. Cool.
So whether that's things from the past, from like the Silmarillion,
Mm-hmm.
like way far in the past when like before not I don't want to say before Sauron because I'm not that deep into like the exact lore. But like when when like the riders of Rohan were like the primary force within the world, like and there were kings before, you know, before like what we see in Lord of the Rings in Gondor. Like you can get those kind of characters from the ages in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Uh yeah, so it's kind of split a little bit of all of it.
Okay, cool. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
You, you, when is the 4th book about the Rings of Power coming out?
I have no idea. Um I think the Rings of Power draws on a lot of like Tolkien lore anyway.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
So it would
uh
be it would be in that 3rd book anyway.
yep.
Cool.
Couple other forces that I'm looking at also. Uh, the I think they call it Khazad-dûm, but like essentially the Mines of Moria. So
Mhm.
playing a Balrog with like a horde of goblins around him, I could that's one thing. Just because that Balrog model is really cool and I really like it, and that's
Cool.
great. Um, and also I don't want to spend like a shitload of money and buy like an entire force. Uh, although I'm probably going to. It's besides the point. And then another one I'm looking at is the 3 trolls from The Hobbit. You know, where Bilbo meets the 3 trolls and ends up distracting them until sunrise and they turn to stone. You can
Mhm.
play those 3 trolls as just a force within the game, which is like that's just silly and fun, and it would mean that I have to buy 1 box of 3 models for like $70 or whatever, and that's just what I play on the table, which is great. I love that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
So yeah, just not as expensive as Lord of the or not as expensive as Warhammer, where like you basically have to spend $500 to buy into an army. It's not nearly that bad.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Like we need more options. So
Yes.
it's fun having some.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of options out there. There's plenty of tabletop war games. Like there's Kings of War, which is this fantasy war game. It's rank and flank, which means that everything needs to stay in they're all everything's on square bases and all of your units need to stay in like actual square dimensional formations and move across the table like that. There's no moving up and down over terrain or anything. It's if your unit of 20 models that are base to base with one another can't fit through a spot, they're not moving in that direction, and like what direction they're facing is important to like how combat actually functions within that game. There's all kinds of tabletop war games for all kinds of different game systems. We could do a deep dive into that someday if you wanted to and talk about some of them, but I don't play most of them. I'm just kind of like aware of a lot of them. But I think that's it for hobby time. Let's move into some loot box. Max, what do you got for us? I was just talking a whole bunch, so why don't you go ahead and start us off?
So my first recommendation is making the most complicated PowerPoint game. Is both my channels today are channels I just discovered. So I don't know a lot about them specifically, but this video was pretty cool. So this guy just decided to make a game into PowerPoint, and when he says PowerPoint, is actually saying Google Slides because it just it's free. It's on it's on Google Drive and everything. And the way he did his game is that he actually made a maze game and he went into like graph theory. So for each slide, it's grid based, and each slide has like a move that you can make. So you can click on an arrow to go to either the left, the right, up, and down. And
So it's like a
depending
dungeon
on
crawler.
yeah, so depending on
Beautiful.
which arrow that you click, you go to another slide, and then that slide is connected to other slides, and it just made like over 1,000 slides of the whole maze, and you have to go around, pick up keys to then open the door, and then pick up gems, and then like give them to a dragon and save the princess. So it's ultimately it's a really simple game that he made, but the fact that the whole game works really well inside of a PowerPoint software is just truly amazing, and the way it shows his thought process and how he made the game was really fun. So highly recommended. I think his whole channel is about making city dumb games like that. So he only has 20,000 subscribers. I put like another of his videos in my watch later. The video is I coded 100 games in 20 years, and I think the title is pretty funny because it's like a play on the trend of like making a bunch of thing in a small time, but now he's just showing all the games he made in the past 20 years. So yeah, I think it's a channel I'm gonna keep an eye on for the future.
Sweet.
The other video I want to shout out is I built the Zelda Wind Waker boat in real life and sailed it by Little Gem. She's a girl making craft on YouTube. So she mostly do like cosplay. I think she does mostly like FNAF cosplay. That's what she's most known for. And I was really like confused because when I click on her channel, I saw that she had 2 million subscribers. I had no idea who she was, and her video took like a week to reach 100,000 views. So I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, if you have 2 million subs, why are you not getting any views? And actually, she's getting subscribers from her shorts. Like, her most popular short has 43 million views. So that's a whole world that I don't really know about. And I find it pretty interesting that people are actually like actively watching her short and stuff, subscribing, but not watching her like long form videos that are actually pretty amazing because, like this one, she made the whole fucking boat from Wind Waker and managed to make it work on the lake. And I think you should go watch that. The whole process is pretty interesting.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check both those videos out. They both sound really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we watch mostly the same stuff. So
Yeah.
whenever we bring something, the other one, they're if we have not seen it, is pretty interesting to us. I
Yeah.
think.
So two videos from me. Also, Papra M64 remaking Bob-omb Battlefield from memory. This is a guy who does like Mario 64 ROM hack, I guess is what you would call them.
Yeah,
Mods.
it does ROMax, but not technically ROMax. I think is going from the source code, so I think it's compiling it for Windows. But yeah,
Mhm.
they're essentially ROMax, but he's actually like changing the actual code of Super
Yeah.
Mario 64 and recompiling it.
Yeah. So I think primarily what he does is more like ROM hack type stuff, like mods for Mario 64. This video is him remaking Bob-omb Battlefield from memory, like coding it himself and remaking the entire geography from memory by
And
himself.
all the characters, the music, and everything.
And
When
the textures, everything.
when he made at the end of the video, because I watched the video too, he was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I also remade the music. Here are some snippets," and I was like, "What do you mean you remade this? That's a fucking same song. What are you talking about?" But from what I've seen, there are actually differences, but I couldn't
Yeah.
hear them. To me, they sounded like exactly the same as the real thing.
There's some pretty minor differences, but like Bob-omb Battlefield is such like iconic music.
Yeah.
I think if you've played Mario 64 at any point in time in your life, you probably have that music in your head. Like I can hear it in my head right now as we're talking
Mhm.
about it. You know?
Honestly, the other day I was listening to some like Nintendo 64 compilation, music compilation,
Mhm.
and when Bob and Battlefield started, I was like, okay, I think this might be the best song in video game history. Like it's maybe not like the Mario 1 theme or the Zelda theme, but like Bob on Battlefield, you cannot listen to this song and be in a bad mood or just
Mhm.
think that it's trash. It's just so like fitting for a video game. Just so a jolly, happy song.
Yeah.
To me, that's like it's hard to top this. I was listening to it. I was like, this is so good. Like you cannot. It's art going better than that in pure like video game music. Like
I tell you what, there's another N64 game that I think has some of the best video game music that's just like super iconic, and I guarantee you've heard the music in the background of a million YouTube videos, and it's the music for Bomberman 64.
oh yeah, most
It's
likely. Yeah,
so
yeah,
good. It's just great fucking music.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Every
Yeah.
time I hear it pop up in a video, I'm like, yeah, this guy knows what's up. But anyway, yeah, great video. Second video I want to shout out is Jason Graves. His video, I finished every Hyperscan game. I think this game got pushed by the algorithm for whatever
Yeah.
reason because a bunch of people that we know also like I sent this out over Discord to a bunch of our friends, and everybody and a few people were like, yeah, I got pushed this video also. So it's obviously being pushed to people in our age group who fucking
Mm-hmm.
watch video game content. And I remember the Hyperscan, and yeah, those games look like fucking garbage. So
Oh, damn. I think I shouted him out a while ago. Or
did you?
if I didn't, I almost did because one of his videos 2 months ago. What 2 months ago was it? Man, time. There's
Yeah.
a video I went to 105 thrift store and this is what I found. I remember like watching this video and I thought I shouted him out.
You may
Uh,
have. And
so okay,
the,
so this is not
we
the first
shout
time.
out at least 4 content creators
Yeah,
every episode. Like,
yeah.
we're not going to remember that we shouted
Oh, okay,
everyone
okay,
out.
okay.
I tried to keep track, and I fucking
Okay, I
don't
see it.
anymore.
1 year ago, I went on thing at 104 goodwills, and this is what I found. That's
Mhm.
the video I saw a year ago. I did not subscribe, and now it's popping up again. So, and he did like another thrift store video that like the other one that I like. So I
Mhm.
guess I should maybe subscribe now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't usually subscribe off a single video.
Mhm.
I want to see a couple before I decide that I wanted to to subscribe to a channel.
Mhm.
Um so yeah, I understand. Yeah. He's out here making interesting stuff. So good stuff.
Yep.
Max, I forgot to check the email account. So I'm going to
I
do that
have.
really quick.
Yeah, I've not seen anything.
We can read out a letter from Buzzsprout.
So interesting. Or a bunch
Yeah.
of Instagram and notifications.
Yeah, Buzzsprout newsletter: how to sound better without buying new gear.
No, but I might just take this because I want to talk about this. Chrome finally updated on my computer to like
Uh-huh.
manifest v3, which means like that my ad blocker doesn't work anymore on Chrome.
Okay.
So I had to switch. That was weird. I had a weird accent there. I had to switch to a Firefox based browser, and I decided to go with one called Florp. I don't know why it's
Okay.
called Florp. It's kind of weird, but it's basically just Firefox with a different coat of paint. It just felt a bit more. I don't know. I don't like the UI of Firefox. It feels weird to me, and this one was
Mhm.
a bit closer to Google Chrome. So I went with that. But something weird happened to me with that browser. If I go on Airbnb with Florp, I get banned for 24 hours. Like my whole IP address. If I go on Airbnb with Florp, it will just give me errors for a couple hours. And like I was looking for. Okay, I will do the full story. It's not too long. I
Yeah,
was
yeah, go ahead.
watching the Josh Mayer, the golf YouTuber I've been watching for the past month, and he did a video where he went to Airbnbs that included golf courses or golf simulators and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, is there anything like that in Quebec? So I went to Airbnb to look that up, and then I started getting errors, and we're like, what the fuck? Why am I getting errors? So I switched browsers, check on my phone, errors everywhere. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So the next morning, I went back to Airbnb on my phone. It was fine. And then I went on Chrome. It was fine. And then I copied the link I had on Chrome in my Floor browser. And then I started getting errors again. And then it didn't work on Chrome. And then it didn't work on my phone. And I was like, okay, maybe it's because I had my ad blocker turned on Florp or something, but I had it turned off like the second day. So somehow that new browser that I'm using is getting me banned from Airbnb.
Weird.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. But yeah, I'm kind of salty that Manifest V3 turned up on like I don't know how someone can browse the internet without an ad blocker in 2025. Like it's like there are ads like fucking everywhere. Like I pay for YouTube Premium, but imagine that you don't have YouTube Premium and don't have any ad blocker. There's just like 1,000 ads on every website. There's still like weird pop-ups sometimes. YouTube has like 4 ads per videos at minimum. I was like, it's a fucking mess, man. I fucking hate it. And yeah, fuck internet.
Yeah. I'll tell you that I barely get on the internet,
Mhm.
so that's how I deal with it. Like,
Yeah,
um, the majority of my internet time is spent either on Discord, on Reddit, or on YouTube, and those are
yeah,
all apps on my phone. And like Reddit has ads, but they're just,
yeah.
they show up
One,
essentially as just another post, and I can easily just scroll past that shit. Like, it's
yeah, yeah,
whatever. So I don't care about that. And then Discord, no ads, obviously. And
mhm,
YouTube, I pay for premium, so
yeah,
no ads there.
yeah,
And then
but
like on the PC, the only interneting that I really do is like getting on Steam. But like,
yeah. Checking your emails
yeah,
at the
and
very
checking
worst.
emails, and then like a couple of Google Docs. Like, I
Yeah,
don't surf the internet. Like, this isn't, you
yeah.
know, it's not
I-
1997 where I'm going to like
E-bombs
PlayStation.com
world.
or whatever,
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. I don't
yeah.
fuck with the internet.
I'm often like checking weird website because I'm doing a lot of research for like my videos, like looking up
That's
like
fair. Yeah.
articles and stuff, and all like the journals, all the newspaper websites are like filled with ads to
Hmm.
like weird stuff everywhere at the top, overlaying videos and stuff. And sometimes you get to like a weird article from a weird website, and there's like twice as many ads as there are articles. Or I want to check like a recipe to cook
Oh, recipes
something.
are the fucking worst. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely terrible. So yeah, uh, I just realized like I've been using Chrome with uBlock Origin for so long that when this was removed from me, I was like, okay, the internet is the fucking worst right now. There's so many ads everywhere. It's like unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
infuriating.
Yep.
On that, any last words before we transition to our conclusion?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So, if you don't want us to like complain about the internet for 5 minutes, you can reach out to us with any question, comments, and topics of discussions at the trash station at gmail.com, or the various other places that you can find us on the internet, the
Mhm.
YouTube page, comments, and everything. If you want to reach us, we'll find you.
Yep. And we would like to thank Heath Aldrich for our intro and outro music. You can find a link to all of his music on his Bandcamp page at heathaldrich.bandcamp.com.
And we would also like to thank Rainbow Savvy Designs for our logo. Links to both of their works will be available in the show notes.
And you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Scotch and Hobbies. I usually stream every Monday and Wednesday around 5 or 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can also find me on social media if you want at Scotch and Hobbies, even though I don't fucking use any of it hardly ever. And you can find my other podcast, The Monthly Mishap, everywhere you find podcasts.
Yeah, it's really good. I've been watching a lot of TV also, so I
Yeah.
should send you some of my takes so you can read on the show or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Cool,
I'm
cool,
I'm
cool.
glad you enjoyed the show.
Yeah,
I,
will do. And if you want to play some of my games, you can check out my itch.io page at poromax.itch.io. Otherwise, you can see what I'm playing on Blue Sky when I finally get back on Blue Sky at Poromax. And if you speak French or like to read some English subtitles, I have a ton of videos on the good old YouTube at youtube.com/Chevière.
and you can find the show at Trash Station Pod on Blue Sky. And please rate us 5 stars on whatever podcast app you're listening on, and share the show with a friend. We would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And
Especially
I
if
guess,
you like the show.
yes, for sure. If you don't like the show, also share it with a friend and be like, hey, listen to this piece of shit. Fucking don't like it also. I'm fine with hate listening. You can hate listen all you want. It's giving us listens. I don't care.
Basically,
Yeah, and then just final reminder that next not next Friday, but a couple of Fridays from now, Friday, September 5th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be recording live on twitch.tv/gotchanhobbies or youtube.com at the Trash Station Podcast.
Absolutely. See you right there. Thank you, Chris.
Yep. That's it. We're done. I'm out of here.
Yep. That's a podcast.
That's a podcast. Have a good night.
You too.